Here you go, dudes, and it's got a feta cheese crumble on it, so enjoy that if you will.
Okay.
All right, down the hatch.
Thumbs up. Oh, it's putrid.
Oh, it tastes
tastes
well.
earthy.
We've transported.
Is this
Where
what?
the hell are we?
Is
I told you it was real.
I've never seen so many goats in my life. God.
We don't usually have human visitors. Hello. My name's Bertram.
What the hell are you doing on my island?
We come in peace.
Okay, what are you doing here? Who invited you?
Well, I guess we weren't really invited, but we were hoping that we look. We really fucked up on the place where we come from, and we need someplace safe. We're kind of, what do you call him, Tristan? What you call him? You went to school?
What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about, Clyde.
Refugi?
What refugees? Refugees? You founded the damn school I went to and you don't even know. Yeah, we're refugees. Excuse me, Bertram. We're political refugees. We had to leave.
Oh, well, welcome to Goat Island. May I ask what you were fleeing from?
This crazy ass bitch.
You're fleeing from an unfortunate circumstance with a crazy woman. Can't say I haven't been there.
You got a lot of crazy goats, female goats here? What do you call female goats? Does?
Sir, frankly, no, we don't have a lot of crazy goats here. I didn't come from Goat Island. Every goat from Goat Island is a refugee itself, so welcome. We're just not used to seeing humans and whatever that thing is.
What are you talking? You ain't never seen a sex You telling me I'm the first sex gremlin to step foot on Goat Island? Are you serious?
That's my baby. That's my baby.
Tristan,
Oh my
you
God.
told us, you said that sex gremlins were from here, Tristan, so were you lying?
Yeah.
You said,
I know exactly where Goat Island is because that's where all sex gremlins came from there.
That's what the
he could've
legends
been
say.
sold. That's what the legends say. What the hell
That's
else
what
is
the
he
legends
supposed to
say.
know? Don't talk shit to my man.
I didn't know this place was even fucking real. I'm surprised. I'm as surprised to be here as you are.
Bertram, is this place real? Is this purgatory or something?
No, this is very real. This is a very real place. You just can't access it through the normal realms of reality.
Oh, so it's, inaccessible to humans?
Well, then how the hell did we get access to it? I mean, it's like...
That's what I'm wondering.
We were having
How
drinks
did you
with this
get here?
magic man. We were having drinks with this magic man, and he put feta cheese on top of our drink, and we took the shot, and all of a sudden we're here at Goat Island. So, I mean...
Was it goat feta?
Yes, it was goat's
That's exactly
milk
how
and
you got here,
feta
yes.
cheese.
Yes, he must have known the recipe to get here to Goat Island.
He drugged us.
Well, it's not really, we needed it.
I don't want
It's-
any drugs in my system.
Guys, it was a good thing. The magic man is a good guy, and we needed
I don't
the
care,
place.
Clark. I don't want to do drugs. I'm not a degenerate. I don't want to be what every human thinks sex gremlins are. Now I'm out here doing drugs on fucking Goat Island. Tripping my balls off, probably.
Mr. Bertram, is it drugs?
It depends on what your classification for drugs is.
Well, I mean, he mixed it with alcohol, but this is
Yeah,
a
then
real
yes,
place,
you in
right?
fact did drugs and you ended up on Goat Island. Congratulations. But thankfully here, you're allowed to do drugs. And we don't care.
Really?
We don't care. You see everybody over here, most likely on drugs. Goat drugs, but drugs nonetheless.
Now let me ask you, Bertram. Anybody ever fuck these goats?
I'm not sure I understand your question. And
Has y'all ever put a penis in one of these goats? That's what we're asking.
Fuck your husband. Fuck your husband.
Oh my God. It's licking my balls.
Fuck your husband.
you were not making very good first impressions by putting that thing all over my wife's mouth.
Fuck your husband.
How long are you planning on staying here? What are your intentions on Goat Island?
We need to stay here forever. I mean, this is where we've landed. This is where we'll die.
And did you receive a visa to stay here?
Is that something that we need to do?
You
You heard how we got here. Stop asking us if we have all the paperwork. We
Stop
took a
asking
shot.
me what to do on my island. I own the island.
You own...
Did you just think you were speaking to somebody random? I'm the goat.
I I didn't know it was like that.
I think we're getting off to a bad foot. It's not our fault that we got drugged here. The magic man must have known we needed to be here because we're trying to flee violence. Now listen, have you ever heard of the fucking witch Sister No?
No.
You've never heard of her?
Sister No. No.
He just said this place doesn't exist in the normal realm, so maybe this is a safe haven. If you can't get here through normal ways, then we should be safe here for a long time, right?
I mean, it depends on if this person you're fleeing from also knows how to get to Goat Island.
Well, where we come from, it's not even confirmed if it's real. Where we come from, people think it is a legend.
Where you come from, it is definitely confirmed real, just the most powerful, the only ones who are allowed to access it.
Well, okay, what new conspiracy theory? Beverly, back me
We
up.
didn't come here to listen to conspiracy theories. None of us here believe in the Illuminati. Ain't that right, Shelley?
Beverly's grandpa was the one who discovered this place a long time ago. She's been here before.
Beverly's grandpa, don't believe I've ever... What was his name, Beverly? My grandfather's name was Bartholomew. Bartholomew. No, never met him, never been here.
What the fuck?
Are you sure he didn't go to the amusement park of Goat Island that you all have in your reality?
I swear to God.
I'm tired, Clark. Can you just ask this man if he can give us a place to sleep? I don't feel like asking questions.
Bertram, regardless of how we got here or how long we're planning to stay here, is there some, city center where we can stay for the night, a hotel, or do you guys have an inn?
We don't usually do this, but I have a few available rooms in my palace that you all could stay in for the time being while we work out your visas. I'm just going to need some identification.
Palace?
Wait,
So
That's Shelley
much.
Palace, oh my god.
The Goat Palace, yes. Some say it's the greatest of all time.
Wow.
Can't wait to see it. Is it, around here somewhere? Because all I see is a lot of goats having sex.
Yeah, well, let me bring you to it.
Oh!
Wow, this
The
is
palace is
beautiful.
the palace is wherever I want it to be.
I'm getting a little tingly down there.
It ascends from anywhere? That's incredible. This is a really magic place. But you're good magic, right? Because we've just had some bad magic. You're good magic.
We tend to be good magic, yes, but we will defend ourselves if ever attacked. The last attack was about 2,000 years ago.
Well, look, we got some crazy-ass witch after us, so... I mean, I know that you're good, but I'm letting y'all know she's evil. Do you help protect people who don't have visas yet? Because that's really what I'm here to figure out.
Let me talk to my council, and I will see if they are okay with people who are running from a magical being, if they're okay to stay here, because we don't want that magical being to find you and then attack Goat Island again.
You don't take in refugees? What's your refugie plan?
I don't know what the refuge is plan.
Alright, well, can we plead our case to the council if they don't look like they're going to say yes?
If I have to, I'll suck their dicks.
Yeah.
You're going to suck a goat's penis.
I will do what I have to for my family. My chosen family.
I'm getting my fucking penis sucked right now. Oh my god.
Fuck your husband.
You're still okay with this, right, Shelley? We said we want an open relationship, right? I can fuck around with other goats and women.
I mean, I thought it was gonna be women, not goats, but I mean, I guess.
I think it's a girl goat. I don't see any dick on it.
Is that the female goat?
Again, that is my wife. Please get off of her. She has not gained sentience yet to speak.
You're fucking someone who doesn't have...
Well, she clearly wants it.
Are you telling me?
so,
Are you telling me I raped your wife?
Well, she was doing all the licking.
She's the one that had to bend over and put her mouth on. What the hell?
Please, right this way. You all are frustrating me very much.
Well, you need to get a handle on your wife because apparently this ain't the first affair that she's had, honey. And if you need something tonight, just let me know. I'll come and service you.
I'm just surprised at how many open relationships I'm encountering these days. Beverly, you and I, we are solid monogamous. You and I will be the only ones for
There's
each other.
nobody else I would think about entering this loose hole.
Is this the place you're expecting us to stay?
Yes, I hope you all like grass.
Well, it's like a little lot, but it's got some Well, we don't really eat grass.
What do you expect on Goat Island? There's grass and grass. That's what we like here. I'm sorry it's not up to your human standards.
There's no steak, ribs, potatoes, chicken.
No, there's no steak and no ribs. We do not eat meat on Goat Island. We're herbivores.
Well, how long do we have to stay in this pen before we can see the palace?
How the hell do we get back? I'd rather live in a reality with goddamn Sister No than have to sit here with this pretentious vegan asshole. Fuck
No, you
vegans.
don't.
I would cook a bratwurst right in front of you and eat it just to show you that I'm eating double the animals you are.
Bertram! King Bertram! There's visitors at the door. They say they're for you. They want to speak with you and your visitors.
Very well, lead me to them.
Us.
They want to speak with us. How does anybody know we're here?
Is there anybody else in your group?
No,
absolutely
this is only
no
going to
way.
be bad news.
You're telling me you've already brought bad news to Goat Island. Okay.
Just be
Okay.
very careful. Look through that peephole first.
They're not very patient, Bertram. They want to speak right away. Here's one of them.
Oh no,
Oh my God! How did they
this is
find us
not
here?
good.
They put me in a piece of Tupperware and threw me out the window on the highway.
Okay, why? What are you doing here, Are you here with Sister No?
No, I'm gonna tell her where you are, though.
How did you get here, Sister Marble? How did you drink a potion? You're a marble.
Yeah, the magic man gave it to me. You thought he was on your side, but apparently he is on everybody's side. he likes to twist things up.
I'm sorry, is this a speaking marble? Is this a speaking marble who's sitting here talking to us?
Hi.
Hello.
I hate this fucking marble. I swear to God, I'm gonna crack it right the fucking down.
Oh no, she's spinning. She's spinning.
Somebody find me my hammer.
You go back and tell Sister No.
I won't go.
You tell Sister No that you have no fucking clue where we are, Sister Marble.
Okay.
Sister Marble, come in, Sister Marble. Can you hear me?
I hear you, Sister No.
Have you found them yet?
No such luck. They're not on Goat Island. Whoa.
Keep looking.
Oh my God, did you hear that?
This is crazy.
What in the hell is happening?
I think I don't know why she gave us a pass, but unless she's lying, it sounds like she's covering for us.
You all are doomed.
Do you hear that?
I'm coming for you. If y'all can hear me, I know you're somewhere on this island. I'm coming for you.
Everybody be very quiet.
Sir, you have to get us back to the palace.
We gotta do what?
Be quiet. You have to get us back to the palace.
I am being quiet. This is my inside voice.
Okay, get us back to the palace, motherfucker.
Who are you talking to? You talking to me like I know how to
She's
get back?
trying to talk to Bertram, goddammit!
Right this way. Right this way.
Bertram, I promise, if anything bad ever happens, that we will fight our hearts out to protect this place. I don't want you to think that we are here to work. We will work for the community, right, guys?
Yeah, we'll do whatever we have to.
Yeah,
sir.
I'll do
I
whatever.
just want safety. I mean, I'll suck your dick every day. I'll clean the streets. I'll run the schools. I mean, I'll do whatever.
I can knit.
And we know, like, what's going on in the real world, so, like, we can, maybe help advance your society along. You said, your wife hasn't
Advance
even
our
gained
society.
sentiency
We
yet.
are advanced, Clark. We are advanced. Do you know how to operate an AR-15?
Well, yes.
We grew up on a farm, baby. We know how to work all firearms.
Do you know how to operate a magical AR-15 that shoots fairy dust?
Well, of course not. I didn't even know fairy dust existed until right now.
Oh yes, fairies coexist with us on Goat Island. And they provide dust that's used for warfare. So tell me, who's the more advanced one?
Well, no, I just mean, like, look, you see Tristan, he wasn't even able to speak not so long ago, and now he has an associate's degree, so I'm just saying I can help you with that.
Yeah, I have an associate's degree. I mean,
My baby's educated.
Oh really? You have a degree? You have a degree? Oh, Tristan.
Hasn't it helped you get a lot of opportunities?
I will definitely mention that to the council. They would be very
Yes.
pleased. Do either of you have degrees?
I founded this school with Beverly. She's a philanthropist.
Do you have a degree, Clark?
Whoa. No, I went right out of high school. I went right to work.
Shelley-Ann, do you have a degree?
No, the most I got a degree in is having these kids and giving them up for adoption, baby. Oh my god, I do it like it's my goddamn job.
But her husband had a degree.
I have a degree. I have a degree in the School of Hard Knocks. If that counts.
Beverly's a philanthropist, though. She's a widow philanthropist.
That I am, Clark. That I am. Bertram, I think I could help you out with the finances and go down. Oh, really? You want to be the treasurer of the entire island?
Do you have finances?
We do not have a currency system. Everybody just gets what they want whenever they want.
Well, that actually sounds a lot. Please let us stay here. That sounds so much nicer than what
Well,
we got
I mean,
going on.
what everybody wants is just grass, and it's plentiful.
Well, yeah, I guess you're right.
All right, look, would we be able to, occasionally once in a while sacrifice one of the goats to have some meat?
You want to do...
Shelley.
Do you want to be imprisoned, ma'am? There will be no speak of killing goats here.
All right, well, what if one's already dead? I mean, what's the harm in us taking it and heating it up and eating it?
You'll have to forgive her. This is normal where we come from.
It may be normal, but we are not savages on Goat Island. Do I make myself clear?
Absolutely, goats.
Shelley, you better keep yourself in line.
Any more speak of killing goats, and you will be put in jail, ma'am.
Can you ask the council if we can spend the night yet?
You can spend the night. I'll ask the council if you can spend the night. They will say it.
Yes!
I will give granting you the access to spend the night. I will speak to the council. You all can stay the night for the night. Any more trouble, you're in shackles.
So, I mean, okay, I understand that, but what about the fairy dust?
What more did I make? Did I not make myself clear?
I'm just trying to help. I'm trying to help.
Do you want me to put her in shackles, Bertram?
No.
I was just worried about Sister No coming back, and I said, I know you said you used the fairy dust for warfare, so I didn't know if there's any way we could use it to protect the palace or guard it or whatever. I was just checking in, but never mind me. I won't try to protect Goat Island until you say you want me to.
Well, if ever given the opportunity, you will be enlisted as, political refugees. You are that part of the policy I am aware of. You will be the first to fight in the war.
Oh. Well, I mean, I guess that makes sense, especially if we are the ones that cause it.
Exactly.
But let's just hope for now that this works out, that where she doesn't come for many episodes. Sister Marvel, for some reason, she seems to be on our side. So maybe, but she could end up holding it over our head, like, oh, don't do that. I'm going to fuck you up.
I totally believe she's blackmailing us, y'all. I have never trusted a marble bitch in my life.
Excuse me.
Yes?
Would one of you be able to scratch the back of my bum?
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Here.
My hooves can't reach it.
Well, yeah, we'll spread them.
Good.
We'll spread the cheeks and just get right.
That's wonderful.
I'm using my
wonderful.
nails.
You guys have nails.
Yeah.
You have nails you can use.
Yeah,
that feels
they're painted blue
nice.
right now.
Rub your neck.
Oh, thank
I'm
you.
gonna scratch these balls right here too.
Would you like a little stroke while you're doing it?
Oh, wow.
You ever been fingered in the ass?
Can't say I have, Clark. You want to be the first?
This is
here it
about to
comes.
get good. I'm gonna sit back and watch all my men.
No, Shelley, I want you over here. Have you ever felt a goat's tongue on your vagina?
No, but I have a feeling I'm about to.
Hello and welcome to MOATAIF. Folks, we're here for another episode. We're back. We're in a new season. Season 5, folks. Goat Island. That's what it's all about. If Season 4 was about this new universe, Season 5's all about Goat Island. So far, we'll see where it takes us.
Goat Island, baby.
For now, though, we're shifting gears into gravy. And for gravy today, I thought it might be interesting to talk about the greatest inventions, because for anybody, you could have a variety of different things that you think is the greatest invention. And lately, I've been prone to think
for me, in my life, that the greatest invention is air conditioning. Just in general. The idea of conditioning air, both heat and cold.
Wow.
If you think about it, I mean...
Climate control, yeah, that's like...
Climate control.
When I was in Arizona, I always thought that air conditioning, like, just any time I went outside, I was like, we are not supposed to live here.
Right.
Like, there's not... We should not be able to be here right now. Like, there's a reason this is a fucking desert.
You go outside and it's 106, and it's like, damn, I just want to go back inside where it's 66.
Well,
you know,
66 is too cold. That's
you think
really
66
cold.
is too cold? That's what it's
Absolutely.
got. Well, hell, bring a sweater when you come visit.
Yeah, I probably have to.
Well, listen, everybody that's come to visit so far has told me that it's too cold here, but it's comfortable to me.
I watched this video the other day that said that men have like we have naturally higher body temperature, so that's why we prefer it cold.
Micah is always on fire. He does get cold, but he will still be on fire. But ours usually doesn't go lower than 72.
72?
Yeah.
I'd be sweating.
That's a good temperature.
I'm a freezing babe.
No.
We're both usually cold.
Taylor's always been, not arguing with me, but Taylor has always, told me it's too cold in here as well. And she tries to argue for 70 degrees. And
70 is like
70
perfect.
is too, listen, I've got it in my head, 70, I'm going to still be sweating.
How?
70 is like enough that when you walk in the door, like, yeah, it's 90 degrees outside on a normal day in Savannah. So coming into a house from 90 degrees into 70 degrees is an incredible relief. But instantly, you can get hot again at 70 degrees. I'm like walking around the house. I'm like going over here doing this. I'm walking over here doing that. I'm sweating again. I don't want to be sweating. So I'm putting it on, you put it down to 68 and it gets a little colder in the room, but 66 gives you the chill at all times.
Oh
you can't get used to it. You're always like, it feels cold in here. You know what I mean? I don't want to get used to the air conditioning. I want to be cold.
No, yeah, when I come in, even from like the hottest days here, I probably don't even honestly put it below 71, like, because it's so cold. Because I walk in and sure, I'm like hot for a minute, but then you start to go down, and then within 10 minutes, I'm gonna be cold. So I just keep it.
What did you think of the?
So like
Sorry,
when we were,
when
we were at RJ's house and we had the air on, I was fucking freezing. Like
I was freezing too. I pumped it up for Zach, so I'm curious. Were you still like not cold enough in my house?
I was comfortable before we started recording, but by the time we were done recording and we had the air off that long, I was hot.
Even though it was nighttime?
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah.
Stuffy.
No, nighttime,
and like when we
honestly,
got in the
ours
car,
up to 73 or 74. I know, I was freezing the whole way home. I turned my vent off eventually.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You could have said something.
no.
I had it on low. I'm like blasting it in my face because like my face is red and hot.
I'm so used to it because you've always loved the air conditioning, so I've always just been used to being in your car. Like I know that when I'm in your car, I'm probably going to be cold. So usually I bring Jack with me. I just didn't that night, but that's so funny.
I like a certain degree of heat. Like I enjoy. Like I don't like the heat that's here right now because it's just ice. I don't like sweating that much because when I go outside now in Ohio, it's just like my balls immediately fill with goop. Because it's like your ball sweat is like the goopiest, nasty fucking, like it ferments. And then it just causes like rotten ball hairs.
You just gotta clean it every day.
You just have to rip out.
Rotten ball hairs, yep. Haven't had any of those in a while.
I have some currently right now that need plucked.
And I mean, hey, and it goes both ways, though, because in the winter, of course, winter in Savannah is completely different. But winter in Ohio, coming home in a freezing cold, it's polar vortexing outside and it's negative 32, but feels like negative 70. And you get inside and it's like, 72 degrees inside. And you're like, that's one of the nicest feelings in the world. So, I mean, it really goes both ways. I think climate control is one of our greatest inventions.
Truly.
Certainly, it gives us the most comfort.
Yeah, it's on 73 in our house right now, and I literally have a blanket over me. Of course, the vent, though, is, like, blowing right on me, so that has something to do with it.
But do you think you would be uncomfortable without it? Like, if that apartment didn't have air conditioning, you'd be miserable.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'd be miserable because it'd be too hot.
I would keep... If I didn't have animals here, like if I didn't have Tommy who could like potentially have a seizure if it gets too hot, I would just keep it off.
I wouldn't. I would at least have to have it on something. or a fan
Well,
because when we were
my
at
electric
my
bill is
mom's,
really high. I would. It's not like
Yeah.
much. It's not like. It's not. I don't know. I could go without it, but it is nice.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess.
Well, I got used to living without it in Reinhard when I lived in Columbus was like I
imagine you were miserable.
over dramatizing, but I was miserable. Like I was gonna say it was one of the worst experiences of my life. That's like an exaggeration, but it is true. It was too hot. I had my favorite story to tell is that I had flour up on the top shelf in one of my cabinets, and I went to grab it one day to bake something or cook. And it was so hot in my house that the flour had baked to the bottom of the shelf. And when I went to grab the flour, it ripped the bottom of the bag and like just flour poured everywhere because it had been baking to the bottom of the shelf because it was so hot in that house.
Oh my god. Well, some
And,
houses are built out like a furnace.
Were you dead inside?
Yeah, it was miserable. And I ended up, once I like got my mom got me that air conditioner that I love. I took it home with me when I visited Ohio. It was great. But she got me that. Judy gave Dennis one for his bedroom that when Dennis disappeared, I put in the kitchen. And I mean, I got used to it, but it was, if they weren't on, I was miserable.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, I'm sticking with it for me. Air conditioning, and now it is on my list. I will never live anywhere that doesn't have air conditioning again. When we were moving down here, I told Taylor, I'm like, listen, I'm miserable in Columbus, Ohio with the heat. We're moving to Georgia. Like, we have to find some place that has air conditioning. It's a must-have. And that's why, to me, it's the greatest invention. But I'll listen to some other cases.
The greatest invention to me is drugs.
Good answer.
To be real.
I'm doing it for the drugs.
That is true. The ability to change our consciousness.
Yeah. I love being high. I love working through things. It's truly, marijuana's changed my life.
I completely agree. And not only that, but even just in a grander scheme, medicine.
Yeah, truly.
It
Yeah,
really
modern
has
medicine.
changed. It truly is. That is certainly one of the greatest inventions. It's given us a longer lifespan. But also, I mean, you could say, though, because then there's like, well, medicine is, big pharma is like really
they're
bad,
cruel,
but
evil,
medicine
yeah.
is really good.
Yeah. The people who make the medicine, evil. But the medicine itself.
I agree. And recreational drugs like marijuana that should be legalized that do, I think, help with a lot of things like anxiety and depression, like that you're talking about, and helping, be more introspective and more positive. Those are all really important traits, too. So, I mean, but it's hard because, I mean, so marijuana, is it really an invention? Or, I mean, it's someone's invention, and you know whose invention it is?
God's.
God.
I love it. Thank you, Lord. Amen.
Some of the best drugs just come from God. I mean,
You're right.
The best.
So is
drugs
it an
come from
invention,
God.
though? Is it an invention?
I think the way that you have to do it, like the way that people produce it, is the invention.
You're right.
So you're saying You're saying almost
The cultivation of it, because
cultivation.
it could be in the form of edibles. It could be in the form
like
of
farming.
the carts. Yeah, literally. It could be the actual flour. It could be
You're
the
right.
dabs. It could be the crumble. I mean, I love it.
crumble.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
The only thing they haven't made so far is like snortable weed.
Truly.
Snortable weed. Yeah,
I
I
would
wonder
try
how
it.
that would go.
Unless I would do it. Yeah, I probably would too.
Yeah, I mean, it smells good, so I mean.
I've always
why
wanted
not?
to have like a weed suppository
Yeah, I wonder how that would go.
for just like, because it's like you already get instantly high from smoking it, but like I feel like that would even be like you would just go straight
Right.
from like
Yeah.
sober to just being like yeah.
Just be like, yeah, what
And
up,
I miss
bro?
those days.
Nothing like, speaking of medicine, nothing like a good suppository back in the day when you're sick as a dog, throwing up and shitting, sick as a dog, and then your mom's like, bend over, I gotta give
Gonna
you
put
your
some soap on your ass.
suppository.
I never had one.
This hasn't happened to you? She gives you
No.
a nice suppository, a Finnegan suppository, Finnegan, and shoves it right on up your ass, and within an hour you're sleeping like a baby, no stomach
Wow.
pain at all.
Never had that.
Can't speak high. Okay,
I've heard of Finnegan.
You guys have never had a suppository.
No.
I've had an
Really?
enema.
Well, hey, I mean, an enema, I've never had an enema, but I remember when you had to have those.
The closest thing I ever got to it was when I broke my leg in like 4th grade. My mom had this like home remedies book, and I was like constipated, and you literally took like a little bit of like fucking like dish soap, bar dish soap, like just a basic one that you would wash a tattoo with, and like rub it on your asshole, and it worked.
Oh my god.
Don't know what about
worked.
it. Don't know what about it was, but that shit came out.
Yeah, my mom, when I used to have like really bad stomach issues, and like sometimes like in the evening, especially if I like ate sweets after a certain time, I get like really sick for the rest of the night, throwing up and puking and throwing up and pooping.
What was the
and, like,
oldest
all that.
age? I need to know.
Oh, I don't know, 13, 14. Oh, when I had a suppository? Oh yeah, I mean easily like 13 or 14, yeah.
You
Like
can,
that
at that
Karen
age,
was
you
still
can put
doing
your
it?
own. Yeah, you can put your own suppository in when you're 13.
Karen was
You
still
could
doing
never
it.
have
You're telling me while you were a teenager, your mom put a suppository in your
It's
ass?
medicine. It's yeah. I mean, listen. I didn't. By that time, I wasn't like excited about. I mean, listen. I was never excited about it, but you know, I was never. By that time, I was certainly like, oh my god. But listen, the medicinal benefit. I knew it was almost instant relief, so like I didn't care. And by that point, I was already putting stuff up my ass anyway. So
Well, yeah, but why not put your own suppository up your ass?
Yeah, Finnegan is promethazine, which is like the second ingredient in lean.
oh,
So like I'm not surprised to put you right to sleep.
it truly, and putting it right up the ass like that.
Oh yeah, you.
It's
boofed-
incredible. I
you
can't
boofed
speak highly enough.
half lean.
It's fucking hilarious. My
Can't speak
God.
highly. And you know, eventually because Will, Will still has really bad stomach issues to this day. But Will, she got Will a pill version, because he's straight.
I don't put
He would
anything
never
up my
put,
ass.
Never put anything up my ass. You know what I mean? Whatever.
Exit only.
So we got air conditioning and drugs/medicine. RJ.
You guys have really good answers. I feel like mine's kind of boring in comparison.
What?
I feel like just when I think about it, I feel like truly the best invention is like the written word, because it's allowed us to access all of the knowledge of like pretty much anybody who's ever lived. We're able to like pass, like even after we die, the written word still exists. So therefore we can still like, it's like somebody can dedicate their entire life to something, write it all down, and then like we can learn it in like an instant. Like,
Yeah.
10 hours
You're
to
right.
read a book or something like that. I could read it for like 10 fucking hours and have like some understanding of like fucking,
Of their life's work.
yeah, of their life's work, right? It's fucking awesome. That to me, like I love like reading about
Incredible.
like ancient like languages, like the first language and shit like that, like language in general. Just the fact that we can like make mouth noises and communicate with each other what we are thinking in our head, like that's pretty incredible.
No, I completely agree. Like, I think, obviously, my choice, air conditioning, is like purely based on comfort, because there's no doubt, I think, that like writing and like just language in general, without that, I mean, the person that invented the air conditioner wouldn't have been able to like study the science of like air conditioning to make the air conditioner,
Right.
without the written word, without mathematics, without science. So I think you got me there. You got us both there. I think like the
Yeah,
written
yeah.
word.
In terms of like the actual best invention, right?
Yeah.
Right. Because I mean, you
Agreed.
can't. We couldn't cultivate marijuana without science and without the written word and all
I mean,
that. So,
I mean, we certainly cultivated marijuana as a species. We did before we had books. So I mean, we could have.
You're right.
Because people have been using marijuana for at least 5,000-6,000 years.
Wow.
I mean-
Incredible.
But they still told each other, this is how you. This is how you
Yeah,
do
this is
it.
how you do it.
Even if they just
Yeah,
did
right,
it
they-
by word
yeah,
or
they
by
just-
hieroglyphics, they were
You
still.
you see this one? This is what they just drew pictures of it like that's the one.
Exactly right.
Smoke it.
So I think those are all really good lists here. I think those are all really good inventions for this. This is an Ohio State University. Go Bucks! OH!
Oh,
Thank you. I swear to God, they told us at orientation, if anybody says OH, you are not to leave them hanging. And you have to provide the IO. And they said,
That's our job
but
as
at the same
Ohioans.
time, they were like, do not overuse the OHIO, because eventually it's kind of like the boy who cries wolf. And I'm serious, they went through this all at the orientation.
That's insane.
So at The Ohio State University, Larry Gormley has put together the greatest inventions of the past 1,000 years.
Oh, 1,000, that's it?
Mm-hmm. And he's condensed it to the following top 10 list. Number 10. Sort of goes with Bree's here. Bree, let me just go with telling you right away, air conditioning is not on the list. But I think you both are represented on the list. So number 10 is anesthesia, which was invented in 1844 by Horace Wells. Obviously, anesthesia, very important.
Yeah,
I wonder what the hell they used. I feel like up until like the 1800s, they were still just fucking using whiskey.
Right, or just none, tying it off and hoping that...
Yeah.
So, thanks, Horace
Opium.
Wells.
Probably opium. Yeah. Well, that's been around for so long. What the fuck?
Number 9 is interesting and certainly reeks of Ohio influence. Number 9, the gas-powered tractor, 1892.
Oh, yeah.
Invented by John Froelich, it started agricultural mechanization. So, I mean, obviously, you know, that's really important because, like, we all have to eat. So, you're right. Number 8, Ohio Proud. 1903, Orville and Wilbur Wright gave us the airplane. Come on, Dayton.
Even though North Carolina likes to claim they were the first in fucking flight, where was that? Where the fuck was that shit invented? Right here in fucking Dayton, Ohio.
I know. Come on, whoop whoop whoop. Fuck Kitty Hawk. I-O. You got me.
Yep.
You got me.
Overuse maybe,
I
but
hate you guys.
Number 7. It was invented in 1939, and it transformed the business world, he says. Any guesses?
1909, Ford.
1939, and it transformed the business world.
Unsure.
The computer?
The computer, yeah. The computer, yeah.
Wow.
Also says it was the predecessor to the internet. Number 6, the other version of Brie represented on this list, vaccination, which of course I am against.
That's a pretty good one.
I'm not against vaccination.
Me either.
It says this was invented in 1796 by Edward Jenner. Number 5, radio and television, invented in 1876. Number 3, the automobile, 1885. Number 2, the electric light by Thomas Edison.
That's a good one. Good answer.
And number 1, the printing press, 1450 by Johann Gutenberg.
We're on the same wavelength.
Which is, of course, yes, Mr. Quillen's representation on the list, because, of course, the printing press gave way to mass producing of the written word. You know,
exactly. We didn't have to go to the fucking library at Alexandria.
Wow. Incredible.
Who Bree's people burned down.
Sorry.
Exactly. Those damn Christians.
Them damn fucking Christians.
Y'all burned down all the knowledge that existed up until that point. Like,
I'm sorry. I wish I could change it.
Now, obviously, I knew coming into this that the list that I was using didn't give my number 1 answer. So I looked up air conditioning, the greatest invention, after finding that. And the only places that agree with me are air conditioning repair and sales websites. Like, all of them are like, the air conditioning is the greatest invention, and we service them. It's like, okay, great.
So you would cite, like, if you really wanted some, like, confirmation bias, you were, like, writing an essay on this, you're like, heatingandair.com says that
exactly right.
reports that air conditioning is the best invention of all time.
It's literally like
according
Drake
to
heating and air.
According to Mike's AC company.
I'm going to take a quick piss and then resume with the game if y'all are ready for that. Time for a little game. It might become some sort of, recurring theme. If it wouldn't be this exact thing, but this game tonight is it a podcast or not? So I've got 9 podcast titles and descriptions that you two will get to listen to and decide whether they are a real podcast or not a real podcast. And who knows, someday this might show up in other variations, is it a blank or not? But for today, it's going to be podcasts. I don't listen to many other podcasts than our own, honestly. I guess I do. I listen to Grace and Mamrie Hart's podcast, This Might Get Weird. I listen to Your Biscuits by Rhett and Link occasionally, a lot less than I used to. I listen to Kim Zolciak Bierman's podcast, House of Kim. She was one of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I listened to Because Mom Said So, the podcast by the Dance Moms.
Oh my gosh.
I listen to quite a few.
Me too.
I listen to Your Mom's House with Tom Segura and Christina Pajinski. I listen to I think it's like last Friday night or something like that, Theo Vaughn's podcast.
Friday night.
The Joint Joey Diaz podcast. Every now and then again I listen to Joe Rogan. I listen to this other one. I think it's called The Farm. It's about like metaphysical conspiracy type shit. I listen to a lot. It's hard to keep up. It's hard to keep up on all of them, but generally I listen to comedy podcasts. I like podcasts by comedians.
Me too. I've got like a lot of. Well, I like My Brother and Me. I have The Friend Zone. Where Should We Begin with Esther Perel? She's one of my favorite artists. Let's see. I have The Read, That's Messed Up, an SVU podcast. Yo, Is This Racist? And Queer Theology. And Unlocking Us with Brene Brown. There's quite a few on there. A lot of like friend talk shows or things like that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Also Duncan Trussell Family Hour, Ari Shaffir's Skeptic Tank, Bill Burr's Monday Morning Podcast. Like, there's a lot of good ones to enjoy out there. But I don't really listen to specialized ones.
Shout out to Queer Theology for making me feel valid.
Maybe you guys will have a better understanding of this, because I don't really look through many podcasts, but I still think you guys are going to have a hard time with this. Mm-hmm. So let's get into this. You can each, theorize as much as you want to. Number one, our first potential podcast is called Jambalaya Jamboree. It's a podcast hosted by two chefs from New Orleans who share recipes and insider secrets and stories from the New Orleans restaurant scene.
That's real.
Oh, yeah, I could totally see that. I think that's real.
Absolutely real.
You both think it's real?
Yeah.
What happened out of New Orleans?
I want to go back.
Bitch, I'm back.
What does she say about New Orleans? Doesn't she say something? No. My daddy, Alabama. Mama, Louisiana.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's like the closest thing I get. You mix that Negro with that Creole, get a Texas Bama, except it's not a podcast. I made that one up.
Oh, really? That sounds like a real podcast.
Jambalaya Jamboree is not a real podcast. So you both...
That sounds really real.
You both are down 0-0.
I don't know why that doesn't exist.
Truly.
I wish it did, honestly. Next up, we have The Pen Addict. The Pen Addict. This is two buddies talking about pens and pen accessories.
It's like immediately I want to say no, but then that makes me feel like I'm supposed to say yes.
Exactly. I feel like this is probably a real one.
God,
but I don't want it to be. I don't know how it could be.
Like, it seems like it would be very boring.
Yeah.
I know there are like pen aficionados though who are really into like fountain pens and all the different types of pens and like calligraphy.
God,
I don't know how well that would translate to a podcast. Like, it just writes so smooth. I'm gonna say no.
Okay, RJ. I mean, Bree.
I'm gonna say it's real, I think.
Okay. We have a real podcast. The Pen Addict has been going for 5 years or so. So Bree gets a point.
Wow.
You're on the board.
Well, I'm on the board,
Bree's
baby.
on the board, folks.
Bree's beating me.
Next up, All's Fair. This is the official podcast of the New York State Fair, which, while being promotional, offers an unvarnished glimpse at food and chaos, at the food and the chaos that the New York State Fair has to offer.
False. I don't think it's real.
No, I don't either.
Neither one of you think it could be real?
It sounds too much like the Jambalaya Jamboree.
Yeah.
Just talking about. I'm not gonna fall for people talking about events that have happened at something because that's what made the Jambalaya Jamboree sound real.
Yeah, but then now I'm worried because Zach just said that. Now I'm worried it's real.
Hey,
I don't think it is. I'm going with my
final
gut.
I'm going with
answers?
no.
You're both saying no?
Yeah.
It's a podcast.
God.
All's fair.
I should
By
have
the New
listened
York
to my
State
instinct.
Fair.
So that's what Jambalaya Jamboree was based on.
Next up, our next podcast is simply called Whoopi and ... And it's a celebrity interview podcast hosted by Whoopi Goldberg.
I think that's real.
Me too.
I don't ever want to listen to it though.
Yeah, RJ and I were watching this poorly edited but somewhat good Whoopi Goldberg cringe comp.
Oh my
And
god.
it was like all of these like really like embarrassing moments of her on The View. It was so good.
We went from liking Whoopi Goldberg, like we should watch her stand up, we should do this, to being like, oh my god, I really, this made me dislike Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh no.
Yeah. I would never want to listen to this podcast. So your final answers, you both think it's real?
Yeah.
I think so.
It's not real.
Oh my
It's
God.
not a
God, I
podcast.
fell
So
for every
badly.
single one.
Yeah, we are so bad.
I ain't got a damn point.
Yeah, RJ's 0 for 0 here at the fourth question. And Bree, you still have 1 point.
Just one. Yeah.
Yeah, but hey, I mean, one's enough to win at this point.
I'm gonna tie this shit up and then I'm gonna beat Bree.
This next podcast is called Domestic, and it is a true crime podcast about domestic abuse cases.
It's real.
Why do you think it's real? Just what are you thinking?
I just think that there's so many true crime podcasts out there that it seems like it could totally be one of them. Literally just solely based on that.
But think about every podcast that has most podcasts have like a creative name. It's just domestic.
Yeah. It's like, that's the
That
scary.
can mean anything.
Like,
That
it
could be
just seems very, like, in your face. Like, it feels very just, like, firm. I feel like it's, like, meant to be the drama of it all.
What are you saying, Bree?
I feel like domestic is, like, it's, like, domestic, period. Like, it's, like, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Almost minimalistic of the whole thing. Like, I think
Yeah,
it's
like
meant to be that way.
domestic. Yeah.
I don't think it's a podcast.
All right. What does it, Zach? Tell us.
Oh, excuse me. So RJ, you say not a podcast. Bree, you say podcast.
Yeah.
It is not a podcast.
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
Congratulations.
Well, finally, you got 1 point.
It really made me laugh my ass off when you're like, it's just domestic. Like, it's not a creative title. I like laugh
It's
my ass
not
off
at
because like
all.
I came up with it. Like, no, it's not a very creative title, but I like that Bree thought it could be.
Yeah, it was like,
a
it's very
podcast.
minimalist. Yeah, I thought it was the whole point of it. Like, just to be straight
I
to the
thought
point.
I guess I was thinking like Zach wouldn't just include something that was called domestic.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
too straightforward to be like, it's just like, yeah, that's a podcast.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It would
So-
be kind of boring if it was a podcast. But
Yeah.
I like the way you think.
That's what's gonna let me win this game.
Right, except that was the first one that you got all the way. It took you five podcasts, but we've got 4 more, so we gotta break this
anybody's
tie.
Yeah, we gotta
game.
do something.
Sabrina the Teenage Watch. I can't even get through it without laughing. Sabrina the Teenage Watch. 3 guys watch and talk about every episode of Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
I think I've heard of this, so I'm gonna
I
say
think
it's
I've heard
real.
of it too. I think it's real.
Didn't know it was that popular. Yep, it's real.
Yeah, no, I think I've heard bits and pieces of it.
The tie goes on. I just thought the name was so bad that I'm like, I have to include that. Sabrina the Teenage Watch. Well, hey, if you're listening to this, go check out Sabrina the Teenage Watch. I mean, hey, free publicity. Next up, now that you both are tied up 2-2, next up we've got The Science Guys and Bill Nye. 2 scientists watch and review every episode of Bill Nye the Science Guy for scientific accuracy.
Oh, I feel like that could be real. I would be interested in watching that if it's not real.
Well, I'm thinking like there's not that many episodes of Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Yeah, but it
So-
doesn't mean it could still be a 30-part series. There's
Yeah,
there's
limited
way
se-
more
yeah.
than 30, but yeah, there's limited series podcasts. I like some of
Yeah,
those.
you're right.
And there's got to be at least, don't you think, a couple hundred episodes of Bill Nye?
I'd say at least 50. I would say,
Oh,
I
I
would
thought it
think
was
at
gonna
least
be-
100, but at least 50.
Yeah,
You
minimum
guys
50.
think there's that many?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm about to look it up.
I was gonna say like 30. Oh my god, there's 5 seasons.
See,
Yeah, I thought
that's
it
what I
was on
said,
for a
couple
while.
hundred. Oh, no, there's 100. There's only
Yep,
100.
100.
Yeah.
100
That's a
half
good,
hours, 5 seasons.
You think it's real, Bree?
I think it could be. I can see it being real, but I'm nervous. What do you
Well,
think,
what's your
RJ?
final answer? Yeah, what do you think, Rick? What do you think, Rick? I just said it so calm. What do you think, Rick?
I don't think it's a podcast.
Is that your final answer?
I'm going to say
Yeah.
no as well, I think.
You both lock in a no. You both are correct. It's not a podcast.
Oh, damn, we're tied
But
again,
of course,
though.
that means you're now 3-3 with only 2 questions remaining. So at some point, somebody's going to have to take a risk here, I guess. Next up, we have Talk Tennis. This
I hope
is
it's not real.
tennis playtester Michelle dives into all things tennis. Peek behind the scenes with touring pros, the physics of tennis, and gear.
Unfortunately, I feel like it could be real. It's got to be boring as fuck, though.
I know! It's gotta be boring as hell. And like, especially with the fact that they include and gear
And
in
gear,
the description,
yeah.
it's like, so you're just gonna sell me
And the fucking
tennis
physics
balls
of
and
golf,
shoes
it's
and
like,
shit.
turn 3
Right.
degrees to the right, then you'll lift up. That's boring as fuck. RJ, what do you think?
I don't think it's a podcast.
I don't either.
Final answer for both of y'all?
Correct.
All right. It's a podcast.
Oh my
Oh
god.
god.
You're both wrong. So here we go into number 9. We're tied 3-3. The last podcast that you get to decide with is
Yeah, because if we're tied, you're gonna have to do this again for another episode for a tiebreaker.
You're right. Which, hey, I mean, that would be fine too.
Yeah.
This one's called Nerdin' Out. Nerdin' Out. A podcast that highlights the functions and features of Paramount Plus. Is it a podcast or nah?
My gut is no, but I am not quite decided yet. RJ, what are your thoughts?
I think it's a podcast.
It's like it could be, but I wish it wasn't. You know.
How many like features and functions do you need to highlight? Like,
It
who
could be-
needs that?
Yeah, but what if they did like?
Is it just to get people to subscribe?
Yeah, well, that, or it could be like another limited series of like when you first join, they tell you, like they send it in the mail, or like they send you something in the mail or an email that says like check out this podcast to learn more.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Ugh, fuck, I think it's real.
Is that you're both gonna say it's a real podcast on the final one here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you're both right. It's a real podcast.
Weird as
So
fuck.
that means, somewhat unclimactically, you've tied 4-4 here at the end. So I
That
don't have a
is so
tiebreaker. I don't have a tiebreaker. So I guess
Hey, we'll do
just have
another
to do this
episode.
again.
Yeah.
Started on a tie. Starting the game out on a tie, which I thought would have been impossible because I included 9, because I thought that there'd be no way there could be a tie with an odd number of choices, but it still happened. But what can you do?
Great minds think alike.
Great minds think alike. Well, folks, thank you for tuning in to MOATAIF. Special thanks, as always, to honorary co-host Brianna Nicole Coleman.
Thank you.
Until next time, folks, stay goat.
Tornado, no, get it.